Welcome to the Grand Final of Megabots. We've seen it all, haven't we, this series in the digital arena? And just to confirm, we have our 4 fearsome fighters who will now all fight each other in a group battle stage. The winners will get 3 points, judges win will get 2, judges lost will get 1, and if you lose, a big fat 0. The winning 2 robots will then meet in the final battle. But before we unleash hell, we'll relive the road to Armageddon. Very, very briefly, of course. A lot to get through. Over the last 6 heats and 1 semi-final, 36 robots have been battling it out in the arena. Only the best robot performing in each group made it safely to the semi-finals. The runner-up, of course, of each group went through to the pool. We've seen upsets, carnage, humiliation, should we say, especially for the house robots this series. Groups 5 and 6 with Captain Pirate and Crimbot leading the way. Didn't see much of Crimbot this time around. Twister 2 was the surprise package. More on Twister 2 shortly. Bronchi as well. And Dietor successful in another competition. More on that later. Chaos 2 and Decapitator for groups 9 and 10. And any other robot other than Ramsey for group 12 being placed in that group would have probably gone out. It was competitive. It was pure metal mayhem. But now, let's look at all 4 finalists and see how they got to the grand final. We lead the pack with the reigning champion Jaws, with the Flipper and Claw, and in its group, surviving the opening Group 1, first defeated Dalek. Dalek was exterminated. Then Beckatron was once again overturned by the power of this shark. Jaws progressed, and the group fight of the night was up against Terahertz, once again reigning supreme, ending the group with 9 points, and their first semi-final round was against Jolly Roger. It was sent to Davy Jones's locker. And a rematch from the grand final last time around with the skill of Jaws, using its jaw at the back, and with a little help from the Sergeant, did what we hardly ever see. And that was to flip this ginormous robot. Jaws through to the final. Next, Static. Group 3 winner and has been anything but static. Battle stats are for the last series and of course has been there before. It's blasted its way through the first battle against Dave and then Reptiran the second, doing its party trick, which is to spin. It is such a good design. Watch out for Static in the grand final, because it even managed to beat the veterans Hypnodisc. It went to a judge's decision, but the single disc wasn't enough. Static ended the group on 8 points and then defeated Ex-Human in the semi-finals. Despite taking severe damage, an upset was almost on the cards. The 5th seeds, though, safely going through. To meet, the only real competition was the Flipper, but still, with no Shremek, managed to progress and beat the 4th seeds. But the surprise package is Twister 2, coming back from just 2 wins from the last series. Razor had a close shave and sadly lost the fight. Twister 2 was showing us straight away the power of this much improved machine. And then Seeded Massacre couldn't even survive the onslaught, the pounding of Twister 2, this hurricane, this whirlwind, on its way to a clear 9 points and succeeded beating Beasts in the 3rd match of the group. And in the semi-finals, unfortunately, we lost Trackers in again another bruising encounter. Trackers, the unluckiest robot so far in Megabots, before pushing Bronchi not just over but out of the arena. It was spectacular. And last but by no means least, it's the runner-up from the first series, Ramsey, ranked number 2 and weighing in at a sturdy 110 kilos, the heaviest of tonight's final. First defeated Mortis by knocking into submission. Now, out of all 4 finalists, Ramsey was the only one to lose a fight in the group stage, and that was to Firestorm, who put up a great fight. And Ramsey did lose this, but came back as strong as ever versus the favourites, Behemoth. Despite being the 2nd seed, Ramsey did perform probably the worst out of the 4 finalists, only because of the group it was in, scraping through on just 6 points. But it was enough to get him through to the semi-finals, where they defeated Real Thor and finally Lethal Weapon. This nearly ended badly for Ramsey, but in the end, the power of the number 2 seeds proved too strong and has led them through to a 2nd consecutive grand final. What a lineup this is! But first, a repeat from the semi-finals last time. It's Static and Jaws.
3, 2, 1, activate.
What a lineup this is now then. From their last encounter, has Static learnt anything different, anything new to conquer Jaws? Because Static did lose to Jaws in the 2nd round of the semi-finals last time around. So, this is it. This is their tactic to try and prevent, that's it, try and prevent Jaws from getting underneath and flipping the robot with no streamhack, and has survived all this time. The underdogs, the dark horses for the whole tournament, is putting up a good fight. Look at the arm already. Ooh, nearly shredding Jaws completely. Jaws here, now on the defensive, and has lost, unfortunately, Static there in doing all of that work. All of the aggression has ended with a disc coming off. Can they recover? Can they come up with a plan B to try and sink this Jaws, this shark, this menace that has dominated Megabots for far too long? Remember, both robots need a clear 3 points, and if one of the robots does lose, it doesn't mean it's out, it just means it has to win the next 2 fights. It's like a last chance saloon kind of thing going on with the group battles. It means that it's not all over, but it is now for Jaws. Redemption for Static by the looks of it. We have an immobilization. The damage from the disc was deadly and final. That means the reigning champion has lost its first fight of the tournament. What a performance from Static. One step closer to that grand final fight. Next, Twister 2 and Ramsey.
3, 2, 1, activate.
I have been mightily impressed with Twister 2. It has done so well in its campaign for Megabots 2. Not only has it defeated Razor, the 8th Seeds Massacre, of course, in its semi-finals, coming up against the Mice of Trackers, and of course Bronchi. It has decimated the opposition, but its real test now is here, up against Ramsey, the number 2 seeds, the runners-up. Twister 2, the only unseeded machine in the final. What a test this is going to be for the machine if it's going to prove itself. What a campaign, as I've just said. But Ramsey here, amazing semi-finals. Yes, because some consider them quite lucky in their group, being up against 3 experienced robots. But it's the present that matters. Say what you like about Ramsey, but it's one of the best robots in the series. It's the 2nd seed, deserves respect. You know, digital, virtual respect, of course. You know, we're not taking this too seriously. It's still always fun to watch. Now, look at this little self-righting arm here. As worked, Twister self-righting beautifully, but look at this. Ramsey is all over the place and has lost its flipping arm, caused by shunt there. We see, you go into the CPZs, the corner patrol zones, you will pay. Why would you go into the corner patrol zones? Good question. Shunt has done the damage. Oh, nearly again, and that has caused Twister there to take advantage and flip Ramsey up, and because it's not got its flipper, Ramsey could be losing here. They could be losing its fight. Oh, and the pits!
Cease.
Well, that was just unlucky. That was just pure misfortune, and Ramsey loses the fight. Well, look at that. More on the group final shortly. But it's now time to flip over to our ultimate challenge. Last time Pussycat tried to do better than its last performance. It did. Can Chaos 2 also do better? Who also survived and beat Dead Metal last time? The question is, can it do better than its last performance? It's got Thor and, of course, Dietor's amazing run of 14 seconds and a bit. Oh, and it's a flip from Dead Metal. Dead Metal has been flipped, should I say. Chaos 2 here. That is counted as an immobilization. Yes, they spin around. Look at the jet on the arena fence there, just burning poor Dead Metal, who is upturned like an upturned turtle, a crab, a scorpion on its back, trying to claw its victims. But I think the cease should have been called by now. The time would have stopped ages ago here.
Cease.
Now then, this could be awfully close to Dietor's 14 seconds. Look at this. Are we in for another record here? Are we? Oh! 1 second off the record. Dietor, that's still a brilliant run. Dietor's still winning and on top. Well, we go back to our grand final second round matches. It's Twister 2 against the reigning champion Jaws. I can't believe I'm saying this. Jaws, desperate for points.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Fear not, though, if you are a Jaws fan, because in the last series they did lose one fight in the grand final and still managed to prevail and come out on top and win the tournament. But at the moment here, if they do lose the second fight, it's pretty much game over for the reigning champions. This could be a shocker here. Twister now doing so well, you know. Favourites for the tournament, for the title? It certainly hasn't faltered one bit. Apart from here now, going in towards the corner patrol zone here. That was a terrible bit of driving from Twister 2. As Jaws now comes in for the kill and takes advantage of that dreadful bit of driving from Twister. Look at this, the flip. They were so close to flipping Twister. Jaws now towards the flames on the arena fence, towards Matilda coming out to play once again. Oh, Matilda being pushed and shunted by Twister. That's the power of Twister. But look at Jaws. The armour that's so powerful, that's so strong, has just been shredded here by this robot. Again, uplifted. Jaws here under so much pressure. The reigning champion here on the verge of going out. What can the champions do here? Like I said, they need a fight. They need a win. Oh, trying to flip Twister 2. Twister 2 also naked. Cannot tell that this robot is Twister 2. Such a battle-hardened, brutal fight which has developed. The pit has descended. Now then, oh, look at this. Here we are going to a judge's decision. Who on earth's won this? You see, Jaws still has both weapons and a bit of armour left. And to me, I think Twister was on a bit of the defensive there. Oh, goodness me, they're still going. Oh, now, I've been told that the judges want to look at this even closer. This has never happened before in Megabots. This is one of the closest fights that's ever been. Now look, Twister starting well, but then Jaws came back. That was bad control from Twister. They went into the CPZ, and then of course Jaws took advantage using the Jaws, flipping as well. So Jaws on top at the moment. Then Twister came back, but at this point Jaws still had a bit of armour, using its weapons well. Jaws again coming back on the attack. I don't know, I think it's Twister just. I do. Oh, this is closer than I thought, you know, just commentating just then. It looked like it was Twister, but now I'm not too sure. But you know what? I really don't know. I think it's got to be Twister. Well, or what, Jaws? Jaws maybe, just towards the end. I don't know. Oh! What on earth? Twister, 2 points. I'm not a judge. I don't.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Very controversial, lads. I'm not a judge. I can assure you, I do not have any input whatsoever when it comes to the filming of this. I am merely the post-production and commentary person. I'm going to have a word here. I will have a word. Yes. Well. Always controversy on Robot Wars, on Megabots. But for now we can see that Twister, well, I'm still thinking of that last fight. I do apologise. Okay, let's think of this one now. Static. Doing well now against the number 2 seeds, Ramsey. Oh, and a flip! Oh! This whole second part of the group stage has totally transformed. Look at this. Static. Oh, we're not going to have a repeat of the grand final, are we? Surely not. Surely not. Oh, Static is gone. Well, that was over so quickly. I'm still recovering from that Twister and Jaws match. But look, just confirmation there. Look, Ramsey. This is very close. Jaws looking on edge. Twister could still probably go through. But now we go back up to the ultimate challenge. We only have 2 machines left. Behemoth survived 66.57 seconds last time. It didn't defeat Dead Metal. It was only in the arena for that amount of time before it was immobilised. And can it go one better? Behemoth entertaining us to the max in the group, in its Group 12 match. Of course, flipping not only the competitors out of the arena, but Sergeant Bash out of the arena. The first time we've seen a house robot fly out of the arena in Megabots. Now then, if it can keep its flipper on here, Behemoth's front scoop, it could do well here. Of course, it needs to beat its record last time. It did lose its scoop last time against Dead Metal. So far, so good. It's going to plan. It is in the script for Behemoth to do better. Dead Metal with the saw. Trying to dig in. Very good tactic there from the house robot towards the side of Behemoth so it doesn't get flipped over. So wide though, Dead Metal. It's difficult to flip this house robot. Coming down towards its CPZ, the corner patrols, and oh, off goes the claws here. This is where Dead Metal gets unbalanced, and could we see 2 defeats for the house robot in a row here in one sitting? Chaos 2, of course, victorious last time. This looks good to me. Behemoth just leaves Dead Metal, look, being torched by the arena blast of fire from the fence there. No! Ooh, it's backed in! Is it trying to get Dead Metal out of the arena? No, it's not. I thought for a minute it was. Ooh, it's towards the arena wall. They're doing very well. They must have beaten last time's record. Surely it's out! Ah, that's brilliant! Second time in a row, Behemoth's making a habit of this. Making a total habit of humiliating the house robots. Behemoth, such an entertaining robot. They've beaten Dead Metal just with less than 2 seconds to spare before the cease went. Oh, that was fantastic. That was extremely entertaining. Well done, Behemoth. Once again, surviving against the house robots. But now we go back to the grand final of Series 1 of Megabots. It's Ramsey and Jaws. Well, can you believe this? This is a repeat of the grand final fight of Megabots Series 1 to determine the winner of Series 1. And of course, that was Jaws. Once again, can we see retribution and revenge here? It's actually funny because Ramsey did beat Jaws in the group stage this time last series. Of course, they met again in the very grand final fight, and then Jaws won. So, really, it's 1-all. It is 1-all. Whoever will win this, they're just going to have to accept that they are the better machine when they come head-to-head. But for the loser here now, it means that whoever does lose, chances are, won't survive and get through to the grand final fight. So this is entertaining because we could have an upset here and a fresh face for our grand final fight. At the moment, who do you pick? And to be honest, I'm not talking to the judges at the moment. Still recovering from Jaws and Twister's fight. Ramsey being pushed there by Jaws. The power of the reigning champion. This is the very, very best you'll see. The top 2 robots of all time for Megabots coming head to head. Jaws flipped again here. In all sorts of trouble. Ramsey, once again, surviving here. They survived to kill a lot there. I think are on top. I think Ramsey here are on top. Jaws again, totally shredded. The armor's gone. We're going to a judge's decision. This is getting more complex by the second, this grand final show. I really cannot pick between them again.
Cease.
Once again, it is going to the judges. Look, as they both come in. Who have the judges given for this? Oh, it's 2 points to Ramsey, which means we've lost the champion. They're only on 2 points. We've lost Jaws, the champion.
2, 1, activate.
Well, in that case, whoever wins this fight with a clear 3 points will go through to the grand final. Oh, well, Twister, 1 down. It only needs the other side. Static, off balance now. Can Twister get some kind of dignity and respect back? Well, he already has respect. I know we're only digital and it's only a bit of fun, but I still don't really know what the judges were on against Jaws and Twister 2 fight. Are you listening? Backstage. You, decision maker, judges. Very controversial. Split the room, I think, as that. However, Twister, as the fight continues now, Sergeant Bash getting in. Static has done all the work here despite only having 1 disc. It's done very well, Static. Well, to be honest, both robots have done very well. They both deserve to be in the final. Through all of the... Oh, well! Through all of the fights and all of the robots, the quality of the robots they've both been up against. I don't know, Twister suffering a bit here now. No armour once again. Oh, it's so close to tipping Static. This is easy. Static have been on their side and just unfortunately, well, fortunately for Static, gravity on their side, back down onto the wheels. Unfortunate for Twister that has happened because look, they've done damage. They've not been driving well, have they? In this grand final, the flip. I don't think they can self-right, you know, without that extra black Tremec arm that came off before being into Sergeant Bash's corner patrol zone. Oh, they need to self-right. They really need to self-right. Otherwise, Static will go straight through to the grand final. If they get judges win here, that could help. But the pit has descended. Is Static going to push in? No, I think that's it. I think that's it for Twister. Oh, it is. They're in the pit.
Cease.
And so's Killalot. Just escaped. Well, Static, let's just confirm this on points here. 6 points. Oh my goodness, and because of that, Twister on 5 and Ramsey on 5. Twister won their head-to-head. Twister and Static in the final. Did you expect that? But before that, just to add insult to injury, that extra little bit of delayed timing before we get there, it's Panic Attack in the last round of the Ultimate Challenge as they come head to head. Can we have a hat trick of humiliation for Dead Metal, or can Dead Metal get in and cause death to Panic Attack and cause Panic Attack to have a panic attack? On its back it goes. It can self-right from there. Dead Metal though clawing in and making sure that doesn't happen. It has done though. Oh! Just in time. Panic Attack would have been dead and buried. Under attack here. It cannot escape the grip here of Dead Metal. Soaring in and the arm is just flying off. What can Panic Attack do? Has it lost its foot? It's lost its forks as well. Oh, it's lost its armour. Oh, and it's been flipped. That is it for Panic Attack for this series. Dead Metal ending the Ultimate Challenge on a high and in control. That's it. Well, they've not beaten Dead Metal, but have they beaten their score for last time? All will be revealed in a second. Well, they've done better than last time. Obviously, the red indicates that Dead Metal beat them, But we have a winner. The second time in a row by a second. Dietor, reigning supreme in the ultimate challenge. We're just going to have to accept it. When it comes to this tournament, Dietor rules the arena. And Dietor beats Dead Metal. Dead Metal just cannot beat this machine. Well done, Dietor. 2 in a row. But now we come down to the grand final. Static, starting as the favourites, but do not rule out Twister. This is going to be good.
3, 2, 1, activate.
The cream has risen to the top. The best 2 robots from the series collide. And of course, it wouldn't be the same without the game flickering like it usually does, but that's just to add to the drama of Megabots 2 Grand Final. And of course, the last fight we saw was Twister 2 versus Static. And Twister 2 now looking for the redemption, for the revenge. Because last time that we saw to complete the group, we saw it last time, Jaws and Ramsey in the grand final. Jaws winning from the defeat that Ramsey beat Jaws in the group stage of the grand final. Are we in for a repeat performance, or will Static make it 2 in a row? And what's interesting, this tactic here from Twister, learning from its last encounter, is simply attacking and never letting Static breathe, so it cannot rev up the disc to come in for the kill. This is brilliant from Twister 2. Off goes one of the discs, and now Twister here, well on the way to picking up the trophy, but Static coming back, trying to now, because they're off balance here, they're going to really struggle, I think, to get out of Sir Killalot's corner. Oh, a little push there from Twister, brilliant stuff. Twister losing its spikes, so that's it. They've lost spikes and a flywheel. Oh, and there goes the flip! The flip, once again, proving final, and Static ends in the position it did against Ramsey in the group, and Killalot coming in for the kill. What a great view of the arena there as Killalot looks over the carcass of poor Static. The pit descends. We have a new champion, and there's the redemption. Twister 2 is the winner. What a final battle, and that is your lot. Oh, Static, worthy competitors. The Twister 2 has beaten all comers. An unseeded machine wins the tournament. What a robot this is. And there it is. Twister 2 wins Megabots 2. Thank you all so much for watching. Good night.